Opportunity.
Tentative.
Transformative.
Optimistic.
Frustration and relief.
Hopeful.
Persistence.
Energy.
Losing forward.
There's a sense of urgency.
Miraculous.
Cautiously optimistic. 2 words. I would take more than one.
I think the biggest challenge that we're facing right now in the social justice movement is how to really exploit the possibilities and opportunities that the current moment is presenting to us. We're living in times of unprecedented crisis. All of the old systems and structures have broken down. And so I feel like there's some really great opportunity for us to be getting in there and coming up with new visions, new solutions, new ideas. And so that's our challenge.
In many ways, working across movement, like so for example, healthcare reform or environmental justice, with a sort of either immigrant rights or something, they don't necessarily see themselves as working together on commonalities. So I think one of the questions is, what do we have that is common and that we want to really reinforce with each other? How do we grow a movement across many different issue areas and have a commonality, such as maybe voter engagement or other pieces?
The biggest challenges we face during this work, and especially in social justice, is like, building these comprehensive alliances among different groups, like pro-immigrant groups, civil rights groups, and other groups, because we kind of like always in a sense of urgency and jump into the work, and we kind of skip those steps where we kind of build trust among each other and get to know each other.
I think there's several. One is that the field is so fractured that no one issue commands the work to be done. I think two, the funders are so driven by their siloed interests that the money seldom comes together in the ways that it can. And three, I think the pressure that's on all of us because of the downturn in the economy, which has given us less money to fund with and has made grantees much more desperate for funds that they have to replace lost from government and other sources, puts enormous pressure on everyone.
How to take our work to scale. There's such an urgency right now, there's such a need to shift the broader direction that one feels that pressure to work to scale and to not have that infrastructure yet in place can be frustrating.
The biggest challenge doing social justice work is oftentimes one of the spirit and pressing through and doing work from the best place we can while facing a tremendous amount of obstacles and trauma and healing that still needs to take place among our families and our leaders in the communities that we organize.
I think the biggest threat to social justice work is the attack on democracy. So if you look at the voter suppression laws and the lack of the apathy in the electorate around does my vote really count and can I really make a difference, I think that is the biggest threat to social justice work.
I think one of the things that I've seen that gives me tremendous hope is that over the past 10 or 15 years, there's a generation of community organizers and change makers who have developed very powerful relationships within their own communities and the power to achieve real scale and real impact in their work, and have also begun to develop those relationships with one another.
Okay, so I think in the South, what we have really learned is that we can win when we lose forward, not allowing our opposition to divide us, going all out for organizing at the intersections, and then losing forward. Our goal is to win, right? But we don't want to win backwards. We don't want to win by throwing other folks under the bus, right?
What gives me hope is that there are so many people that are engaged and active and devoting time and energy and resources to the work. There's now even greater opportunity if we're inclusive, if we create broad strategies, if we are coordinated, to be able to leverage a lot of different energies, a lot of different assets, and ultimately producing even better and stronger results.
What gives me hope is that knowing that change really is possible. Having worked in this now for 15 years and having seen some of those successes, I've been able to actually visualize and know that these changes are possible, and that allows me to give hope and inspiration to others, and knowing that what we're working on will make a difference.
The thing that gives me hope is the people doing the work, and obviously the people on the ground who are in just such dire need of help and are willing to do things that they hadn't before and step up in ways that they haven't in the past. So that does give me hope, right? And it's, in every cloud there's supposed to be a silver lining. So if we want to look at that as a little sliver, then yeah, I do see some local hope.
Eventually, I believe that change will happen. You know, it's like change is something, it's slow, but it progresses. It will happen, but it's just going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot of energy. It's going to take a lot of work. Like I always say, it's like the civil rights movement did not happen overnight. It took a lot of work. And so it's like when I compare it to a lot of movements that have happened all over the world, all over this country, it's not easy, but it's going to take work. And so I'm really, really optimistic.
What gives me hope is my sense that our world is starting to come together, that there are more and more funders, more and more organizations, more and more people recognizing that there are a few very large issues which, if not addressed collectively, will destroy us all, but which, if addressed collectively, could provide very effective solutions to many of the problems we're facing in social justice work.
My ability to breathe is directly connected to my ability to see that it's not about me, never was, never will be. It's about we.